Hi, I'm here with Brendon Chung, developer of 30 Flights of Loving. Last year was Zombie Atom Smasher. This game is very different, right?
It is.
What can you tell us, like, what happened in the last year that made you do such a completely unique, different game?
Well, I mean, with every game that I do, I try to keep them, a little bit different. Atom Zombie Smasher and Flotilla are kind of strategy games. This is kind of a narrative game. My next one is kind of a more player agency systems-based game. So I like to keep myself on my toes.
How long did it take to develop this one?
So the predecessor of this one, Gravity Bone, took about a year. This one took about 3 months because I was able to leverage a lot of those assets. So I was able to use a lot of the same assets, a lot of the same code, the same engine. So that's why this one kind of accelerated schedule.
Awesome. What tools do you use when you make your games?
This one uses the Quake 2 engine. Yes, open source, free to use. Great tech.
Because if you were a developer starting now, what would you do, and like what tools would you recommend for starting developers to use?
So when I started doing game development, I used the Quake 2 engine. This was like maybe when I was in high school or so. And I used it because it was really big, it was really popular, and there was lots of community support for it. So I'd probably use that same criteria for nowadays. Find an engine that there's lots of support for, that a lot of people are using.
Now this game is very heavy on narrative, but very light on dialogue, right?
Yeah.
So how do you pull that off? How do you tell a story without actual text?
Yeah, I mean, when I make a game, I like to kind of use design limitations. I think that interesting happens when you get out of your comfort zone. Like Atom Zombie Smasher was an RTS game meant to be played with just a mouse and no other interface, no other keyboard commands. For this one, I find that when you limit yourself to just not use dialogue at all, you end up finding like you have to kind of force yourself to make creative solutions, and that kind of makes the game more interesting.
So working within confines.
Exactly.
That's great. All right, well, it looks wonderful, and I can't wait to play it. Thanks so much, Brendon.
Thanks a lot.